This is page 607, question number 1. Now, in these questions, we have to change one of the equations before we add the two equations together. Because if we add these equations together as they are right now, it would be negative 5x plus 10x, which is 5x, y plus y, which is plus 2y, negative 10 plus negative 10, which is negative 20. Now the problem with this is that it does not eliminate one of the variables. We still have an x and we still have a y. So we cannot solve for one of the variables if there's two of them. We can only solve for one of the variables if there's one of them. So we have to eliminate one of these variables. But simply adding these two equations isn't going to work for these types of questions. Here we have to change one of the equations before we add the two equations together. We need to have an equation that has an opposite term. For example, if this equation has a positive y, we want this equation to have a negative y, so that when we add the two equations together, the two y terms will cancel each other out. So we want to change this positive y into a negative y. To do that, we're going to multiply the entire equation by negative 1, like this. We can use brackets to show multiplication. We're going to multiply this side of the equation by negative 1, so we have to do the same thing over here. Multiply both sides by negative 1. So put the result here. Negative 1 times 10x is negative 10x. Negative 1 multiplied by positive y is negative y. Negative 1 multiplied by negative 10 is positive 10. So the bottom equation, we change it into this. This helps us because it changes the positive y into a negative y. I'm just going to rewrite this top equation above it so that we can add them together. I'm not going to change it in any way. Now we can add these two equations together. Negative 5x plus negative 10x equals negative 15x. Positive y plus negative y is 0y, so that is eliminated. Negative 10 plus positive 10 is 0. Normally we wouldn't write the 0, but we need to write a 0 here because there's nothing else on this side of the equal sign. And now we solve for x. Divide both sides of the equation by negative 15, and we see that x equals 0. The answer for a system of equations is an ordered pair, which is the location on a graph where these two lines cross each other. The x value of the location of intersection is 0. Now we need to figure out the y value. To do that, we're going to use one of the original equations and substitute the value of 0 for the x within that equation. I'll just use the top one. So I'm going to rewrite that equation here, if I have space. Instead of writing x, we're going to write 0. Now we just need to solve this and figure out what y is. Negative 5 multiplied by 0 is 0. Now the 0 plus, we can just, don't need to write that. So we have y equals negative 10. So within the answer, y, the value of y is negative 10. So this is the final answer that we type in the form field on the PDF file. 0, negative 10. We're going to go here and type it in this one. Shift 0, comma, negative 10. Good.